So today we're going to give the Incursion skill boss a try. We're going to try to one-shot it. And this is one of those nodes that's really RNG dependent. If you sim it, and more than likely it's going to require 2 tries, but sometimes you can get it in 1. So most of your damage comes from Fury's summons. You want to get them on the field ASAP. And to control this node, you basically just need to keep Killmonger slowed. The minions are really good at doing that. Some people like to prioritize Falcon, but I haven't personally struggled with that. And you want to use the stun on Valkyrie or Falcon, and the secondary stun will always go to Mighty Thor. So the way that I usually control this node within the time limit is I'll land stuns on Valkyrie and Mighty Thor, and I'll use Bucky's basic, which extends the stun. And you want to get rid of Valkyrie and Mighty Thor at the same time. You also need to make sure you keep Killmonger stunned the entire fight. He has a lot of damage, and you just got to keep working everyone down. It's, again, a really close fight. Because we can't apply defense downs in the Incursion nodes, it's really hard to do a lot of damage. The team really struggles. But you got to make sure you get rid of Falcon before he could use his special and speed everybody up. You got to try to keep Mighty Thor stunned. You got to keep Killmonger stunned. And you got to get rid of all these other characters before they could use their abilities. It's also important to note that if you use auto to try to speed up the fight with minions, sometimes the shield operatives will just keep everybody cloaked and you're not doing a lot of damage. So it's better sometimes to do basic or basic auto if you have a full team. I personally like stripping away the buffs with the minions. Once they have a slow, try to land the stun with the minions. But it's not a hard fight. It's just really long. And it doesn't really matter what difficulty you're running. Your team is always going to struggle on these. A lot of times I will just sim it and I'll usually win, RNG dependent. But if I lose, a teammate could always clean it up very easily. Again, I'm extending the stuns on Valkyrie. I'm trying to get Valkyrie and Mighty Thor down at the same time. I don't want to get rid of either one because Valkyrie will then proc her passive and she's going to buff everyone. It's a lot safer if you can get rid of them together. And you really want to abuse the speed mechanics with this team. They're really good at keeping everyone slow and stripping away buffs. Okay, so now that Valkyrie's gone, we need to get rid of Mighty Thor ASAP. You could see that she got Safeguard, Immunity, Defense up, and Offense up. And if she's at full health, that could be pretty dangerous. On the second wave, I try to keep Mighty Thor stunned if possible, and you definitely want to slow her down also. But you really want to get rid of her as soon as you can, both of them. There you go, one is gone. The second is gone. Keep everyone slowed with the passives, and you could see in the time we're getting really low on time. So I work everyone down a little bit, and at this point it's actually safer to do basic only because the basics do a lot of damage. If you have them all at T4, they'll make sure the enemies can't get turns. But it's close. It's always a close fight. It's not that it's hard, it's just very time consuming. And in the higher difficulties, it just gets worse. So right here, I switched to basic only. Seeing how everyone's very low, no one was able to get turns, and we managed to beat it with 5 seconds left. That's not always going to be the case. It is always RNG dependent, unless you're on a lower difficulty with a stronger team.